Now this Steve McgLaughlin kid is special. He already has 31 points, 10 boards, and now has a chance to win the game. He's got the ball at the top of the key, crossover, lets it fly, got it! Got it! Bamboozled! Jackhattle! I can't believe what I've just saw!
Alright, Steve, how has sports developed you into the person you are today?
Sports has really made me, honestly, above all things, a gentleman. Ever since I was a kid, I played basketball and baseball, and I really enjoyed both of them, and I learned a lot of things, such as how to compete, but also how to be a sportsman. So after a game, I always try and be really respectful, and I always try to respect my peers if they make a mistake, and that's just the way things go.
What's a dream you've had ever since you were a kid?
A dream I've had ever since I was a kid was making the varsity basketball team. I know that basketball, I was kind of at a disadvantage because of my height, and I really just tried to work hard at other things to develop my skills so that I was good enough to play in a court with taller people. And I thought I was ready to make the next jump to varsity.
What do you believe is your specialty at basketball?
Well, I believe I can do all things, but mostly I think I'm a three-point shooter. As I said, my height put me at a disadvantage, and I had to learn how to shoot. I went down to North Andover to my Uncle Willie's house, and he taught me a lot of things about shooting, and he taught me some sayings that I still think about today.
Playmakers.
I beat the case, all this cash that I made, pull up and race, had to jump off the main, pull up in them horses, 2 million endorsements, tryna get on some Forbes shit, wave the flag, it's a forfeit, when it come round like an orbit, evaporation I absorb, Lambo green, it's a tortoise, eat the molly till I'm nauseous, surround myself with the bosses, cause they done had it and they lost it, these diamonds hitting on me darling, I bet you it ain't cost me, oh shit, it didn't cost me, my diamonds green, not from Boston, my diamond green, talking mean so I often, talking mean. You wasn't loyal, so you lost me. Deliver my diamonds, I ordered these. I kicked the bitch out, she recorded me. I double back cause he ain't shorted me. Stack it up. A whole nother bracket, I leveled up. All of the gang got puzzled up. Stay in your lane, you don't make enough. Hold the bands on the side. My ex.
Alright, how was Steve as a basketball player?
Well, we'll have to go back to freshman year for that one. Steve was a crafty lefty, as I'd like to call him. He had a little bit of an outside and inside game. Very smooth shot. Wasn't the fastest player, but he got the job done for us, and that's about all I have to say about Steve.
Do you think Steve had varsity potential?
I think he had varsity potential, but I think that's run its course, and potential only gets you so far. I think he was more suited for the CYO circuit, as a former CYO player myself in my day. I think Steve modeled his game after me. He must have watched the film from back then, and but like I said, I think he did pretty well in CYO, and that was more for him.
Looking past Steve's skill, how do you view Steve as an individual?
Steve's interesting human being, to say the least. Kind of hard to get a read on Steve because he can be very weird sometimes, but I think deep down he's a great person. He'll work hard for you. he enjoys boxing.
Metro Boomin want some more.
Young Savage, why you trapping so hard? Why they capping so hard? Why you got a 12-car garage? Why you pulling out these rappers' cards? Cuddy, and I'm hard.
So, it takes certain drive and passion to do that consistently. But all in all, Steve's a great person and someone you can rely on consistently.
Alright, we have the varsity captains Matt and Joe here for the Foxborough basketball team. I have a few questions to ask you guys as together.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alright, so to start it off, how was Steve as a basketball player?
Steve, he's very talented offensively. Defensively, he's a little lazy, but he's got a very good three-point shot. Like, you gotta respect that three-point shot a lot, and he's got a sneaky inside game. So he can kind of get you inside and outside. So he's very tough.
Steve was probably one of the most athletic big men I've ever seen. He could knock it down from outside, or he could take you off the dribble. Just an all-around great player.
Alright, do you guys think Steve had varsity potential?
Yeah, I think there was potential there. Yeah, he's obviously a very good shooter, very good three-point shooter. And on our team, we played 5-out. So the guys on the perimeter and shooters are very valuable because we like to stretch the floor a lot and give people space to drive. So.
Yeah, I do believe Steve had varsity potential. I played with him freshman year on freshman team and sophomore year on JV. And you could see his improvement and his work every day is really shown in the games and practices. And then next year, junior year, he was cut and he played CYO. And then senior year, you could just really see his improvements each and every day.
So in the offseason, I know you guys spent a lot of time playing pickup games. How do you feel about Steve's competitive nature?
Steve McgLaughlin. Steve McgLaughlin was a fierce competitor. Playing pickup with him, he would never back down from a fight. He'd always give his 100% of his effort. He was just always into it. He made every game competitive, no matter if they were down 20 or up 40. He was always fighting and never gave up.
He's relentless. Every game he just keeps wants to play another game, one more game. He just keeps going at you. And you never want to be on the opposite team of Steve. You know you're gonna get exposed. You know he's just gonna go at you.
All right, Sean, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Sean Phipps. I got some things to say about Steve McgLaughlin. At heart, he's a great kid, but to be honest, he's not a great ball player. Overall, though, Steve was a subpar on the JV team, and that's why I did not select him on the varsity team. His attitude was trash. He only wanted himself to do well, and overall, he just wasn't a team player. He was a very good shooter. He could do a lot of things in the basketball game, but he was mostly for himself, the stat line. He wanted to win, but just wasn't a team player, and that's why I did not select him on my varsity team. What are your thoughts on the varsity coach, Sean Phipps?
Well, to be honest, I know a lot of people have good things to say about him, but I'm just not a fan of him. He really wasn't nice to me. He disrespected me, and he disrespected my family, and most importantly, he disrespected my basketball skills. He emailed my mom, told her to pay for all these things, told her I would be on a team, and then school started the next year, and he was just really just not nice to me, just really mean, and you could tell something was up. And then when tryouts came around, knew something was up still. I got cut, and he really didn't give me much of a good explanation. Just told me I wasn't good at basketball anymore, and I couldn't really see how that was the case.
So do you feel that the other coaches supported you, such as Coach Seuss, Coach Stefano?
Yeah, I think they both kind of did. Coach Zeus and I have been close for a long time, and Coach DeStefano and I have had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I like him as a person, and I think he likes me too, and he thinks I'm good at basketball. And I think he's a good coach.
Can you give us a little background information about how you trained and for the upcoming season?
I woke up, I ran a mile, ate breakfast, put my dog on a leash, ran another mile. Took my dog off the leash when I got home, made 100 baskets in the driveway, then ran another mile, then took 100 layups from the right and left side, and then I would go to the weight room, do some pull-ups, push-ups, bench press, squats, and then I would finish my night with 10 minutes of dribbling drills.
Do you feel that Sean Phibbs had it out for you in a way?
Absolutely. He just didn't like me as a person, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to like you, but if you're a coach, you should pick the best players.
Steve being the MVP of our league, you know, CYO All-Star, CYO two-time Player of the Week. You obviously see there was a skill gap between him and all the other players in the league. The deadly left hand, and he could go right too, you know.
Yeah.
He could do everything.
Whenever I played him, I was always intimidated to guard him. I feared that he would drop like 30 points on me every time. So yeah, I was not looking forward to that matchup. But yeah, he was great in the CYO season.
That three-pointer, though.
That three-pointer!
That three-pointer, though.
Man, that three-pointer is wet as hell, dude.
Man, that three-pointer.
That three-pointer, silky smooth. That three-pointer.
That three-pointer, man.
Man, that three-pointer, dude.
Man, that three-pointer, bro.
Man, that three-pointer.
Bring on the competition, 'cause in my